This is the shoulder isometric series. There's a bunch of different exercises in this. Some of them are going to be more applicable to you if you're going through the first stages of injury rehab, but this is quite a nice routine for you to just kind of get a few exercises to look after kind of shoulder health as a whole. I'm going to go through them all one by one and give some different variations because the shoulder, with it being a ball and socket, it can go all over the place. So there's quite a lot of different angles, even for the same kind of movement. So we'll go through them one by one. I'll show you exactly what the move is and then how you can develop it and how it can change into different ones over time. The first one we're going to be doing is going to be an abduction of the arms, almost like a lateral raise. A lot of people can sometimes feel that this gets a little bit there where the shoulder problems come in terms of lifting their arms above the head. We're going to do this one arm at a time, but you also can do it two arms. The easiest way to do it is by standing side on with a wall, and then from there, you're just going to be pushing your arm against the wall. With all of these exercises, every single one is going to be about a 6 to 10 second hold for about 10 to 15 reps. So you can just apply that blanket to all of them. If you were to do them all in a row, it might take you kind of 5-10 minutes to get through everything. But the adduction, you can do this single arm at a time. And from here, I'm pushing against the wall and I'm just trying to resist by just leaning in slightly so I'm getting my weight against it. Obviously, if I just stand there and push, I might push myself away. What you can do over time is then get that so it's a little bit further away and you're getting a little bit more of a lean. It will get to a certain place where you may need to start pushing up against something instead. And that's where we can do something like, obviously, if you've got a rack, you can put an object in and then get the back of the hand pushing up against this. We can do this as two arms in a door. So you can stand in a door frame. Obviously, let's say this cage was a door frame. I can stand sideways and I can push both arms against it, which is just going to give a slightly different stimulus, but also hit both sides at once. So that's going to be your adduction exercise. You can do the same thing for frontal. So you can be in a position where you're standing face against the wall and pushing forwards. And again, you're pushing forwards and then you can block yourself out and go for it. And you can do that with both arms at the same time. With the frontal one, I'd much prefer people to do one arm so they concentrate on it. With two arms, it tends to mess up the exercise a little bit, but you can do it with two arms. Second one we're going to do is going to be protraction of the shoulder blade. So from here, my shoulder blades can retract where I squeeze my shoulder blades backwards, but they can also protract where they round forwards. This can usually be a bit of a pinchy position. And a lot of the time, it's not necessarily because someone's kind of rounded forwards in bad posture. It might be because they're actually just a bit weak in that area. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the arm a little bit lower than shoulder height, and we're just going to pop it on the wall. Obviously, wrist flexibility does come into a factor, but we do want it below shoulder height. So as best you can go below shoulder height. If you find you can't get your wrist flat on the wall like this, you can turn it sideways, but it does change the orientation of your shoulders. So I prefer people to go fingers up if they can. From here, you're going to get your arm on the wall. We're going to step backwards lightly, get our arm nice and straight, and then I want you to just relax yourself in. Keeping the arm straight, but that's going to bring that shoulder blade backwards so it squeezes. From here, we're going to push our shoulder out forwards as best we can, trying to keep the palm on the wall and straightening our arm so our arm goes from this position into stretching forwards. And we're just going to continue to push forwards as hard as we can against the wall, protracting that shoulder. And that will be, again, held for that 6 to 10 seconds for 10 to 15 reps. The next ones we're going to do is to do with rotation. We've got two different types of rotation we're going to do. We've got external rotation, where we're rotating away from the body. We've got internal rotation, where we're rotating into the body. We're going to be doing this both down and up. The down one we can do against the wall. The up one we're going to do on the floor. So the one where we're doing it on the wall, which is the down one, we're going to go external, so it's going to come away from the body. We're going to stand with the back of the hand on the wall, and then from there, as best we can, try not to rotate anything other than just trying to pull against the shoulder. So the elbow wants to keep into the side, back of the hand against the wall, and I want to push this back of the hand against the wall, rotating from the shoulder, so nothing else is moving. From there, I can push against, getting this external rotation. We can increase the range ever so slightly, but what I would suggest is when we get to the point where we are stepping away from the wall, we may want to switch onto the other external rotation one, which we'll go through next. This one you can do just one arm at a time. The next external rotation one, which is going to be the one where we're more in this elevated position, we're going to do on the floor. We're going to lie down with our arms up in this 90-degree pose where my palms are flat on the floor, my elbows are up at shoulder height. From here, I'm going to try and keep my nose down on the floor. It's very important that we keep the nose down, because if we lift the head up, our chest lifts up and we get a lot more range of motion from our spine moving rather than from our shoulders rotating. So nose stays on the ground. A lot of people, when they do this, they may find that they don't move a hell of a lot. Their arms may come off the floor, they may rotate a lot, but you'll find that you'll get to a position where you can no longer carry on rotating, and that just ends up being the hold, the isometric hold that we're going for. So we're going to lie down, face down from here, and then from there, we're trying to elbows come slightly off the floor if we can, and then rotate the palms backwards so we're opening everything up. So from here, lying down, nose comes on the floor, elbows, I go elbows up slightly, and then I rotate back as much as I can, and I'm trying to make sure that I don't lift off. As you can see here, I can get loads more rotation if I do this, but I want to keep this down and just get it from the shoulders. The final one we're going to do is internal rotation. Believe it or not, same kind of idea, the opposite way. So from here, we're going to be standing where we're going to go side on. It's a little bit harder, this one, because obviously you can use a flat wall for the others. This one's better in like a door. So from here, we're going to step sideways, and then we're going to be pulling our arm into, almost like we're closing it in on the body. We can do the same kind of things we did with the external, where we can increase the range and pull on it. So from here, I can pull this way. I can also, so long as I still get no movement from the body, I can open it up into a position where I'm really able to build this range. The final one we've got is the internal, where we're going against the floor. And for this one, we've got the same idea, but we're lying on our back. We go here, and then from there, the only difference on this is instead of lifting the elbows off like we did before, we try and push the elbows into the floor, and then from there, we try and rotate the palms down to the point where I can no longer go any further, and that's going to be our isometric hold. The very important key on this, similar to when we did the external, where we didn't want to lift the chest, we don't want to lift the head and the back. So keep the back of the head pushed on the floor, keep the elbows pushed on the floor, and then upper back pushed on the floor, and that's going to allow you to hit this position for there. That's going to go over basically all the beginning isometric holds for your rehab process of shoulders, and also just give you a nice kind of shoulder routine to go through. If you need any further things from there to do with shoulder rehab, that's where we go into your specific injury and we develop an actual program for you. So if you need that, just drop me a comment or ask me on Instagram or wherever, and I can get that set up for you.